I think as a nation, as a country, if we say that Black Lives Matter, these are the types of conversations that we ought to start having.
Southside, we gon' set this party off right. Westside.
Check these statistics out. So in 2016, about 534 people were killed in Chicago. This was predominantly because of gang violence, right? So black on black crime killed about 532 people in 2016. About 762 people have been killed thus far, just this year. And again, that's mostly because of gang violence. So when we're talking about that, we're talking about, kids going down, coming back from school, not even involved in any type of gang related activity, and just being shot down for no apparent reason. So Black lives do matter, and these are some of the things that we're supposed to be talking about. About 67% of African Americans grow up in single parent households. Now, why does that matter? That matters because, statistically, it has been proven that if you grow up in a household with two parents, you're more likely to graduate high school, you're more likely to go to college and finish on time, and you're also more likely to grow up and go into a successful home and make a successful life for yourself. Now, why do these statistics that I just mentioned matter, right? So if you don't have people growing up in a home with two parents, what you're going to see is you're going to have an increase in the rate of crime that is committed. You're going to have an increase in the level of poverty in a community, and that's why you see a lot of African American communities, they're not very affluent in that respect. Of course, you see outliers, you see billionaires and all that stuff. I'm not talking about those. And that's why I think that it is very, very important that as African American people, while we have the nation, right, looking at us and looking at our community, that we should steer this conversation in the right direction. It is okay to protest. It is fine to protest, and you can kneel all you want, and we can, have riots, and we can have all these things, but we need to start talking about issues that are really going to change our community for the better. Right now, I think that the first thing that we need to start doing is commandeering resources, right? Talking about things that are going to talking about issues that are going to bring investment back into the African American communities. We need investment in good schools. We need investment in resources for the teachers. We need investment in jobs in African American communities. I think those are the issues that we need to be talking about, absolutely. And just the other day, I was really struck by, because I was reading a story about this young girl in Chicago coming down from school, and she was shot. A very young girl, 11 years old, shot down when she was coming back from school. Now, this happens on a daily basis in Chicago, in other places as well, where we have a lot of gang violence. And gang violence is spurred on primarily because we don't have a lot of economic opportunities, right? So what do people do if they do not have economic opportunities? Well, what they're forced to do is do a lot of things, right, that might be illegal, but provide them with resources and money to take care of their family. Now, I'm not supporting these things, but I'm saying that if we as African American, as an African American community want to make a change in our community, and know that Black Lives Matter, as do all lives matter, we have to start talking about issues that are going to impact our community, that are going to change us in the right direction, and are going to make a big impact on future generations. That's what we need to focus the conversation on, and that's what we need to fight for in this generation. So once again, I just wanted to say that we need to steer the national conversation now that a lot of people are now paying attention to a lot of issues that afflict the African American community and a lot of other communities as well. In terms of minorities, we need to start doing things that actually make a difference. So in terms of like artists, in terms of musicians, in terms of like sports personalities out there who happen to be African Americans, we need to really start going into those communities, start having press conferences, start talking about the issues. We want to be able to solve the high school graduation rate. We want to be able to solve the college graduation rate. We want to make sure that African Americans grow up in households where they have both parents, so that both they can have the support of both parents, and they can grow, and they can be strong, and they can actually be successful in their lives. We want to make sure that the conversation is steered in the right direction. I think if we're able to solve these problems in this generation, the next generation will be better off. So once again, this is Ryan here from Now Is Right. I thank you for watching. I just hope that you kind of see my point and you see where what I'm talking about and where I'm going with this, and we can start continuing having this conversation. We can definitely make a change in this generation. Once again, this is Now Is Right. Stay good looking. God bless, and I'll see you next one. Peace.
Southside, Southside, we gon' set this party off right. Westside.